A Navy SEAL falls out of a helicopter onto the top of a snow-covered mountain, a mountain crawling with al-Qaeda. What happened over the next 17 hours would kill 7 Americans, earn 2 Medals of Honor, and start a bitter fight between the Navy and the Air Force that is still going today, 23 years later, because the two services still can't agree on how one of those men actually died. March 2002. Operation Anaconda, the first big battle of the Afghan war. The plan was to trap al-Qaeda fighters in the Shah-e-Kot Valley. To watch them, American commanders needed eyes on the high ground. The highest ground was Takur Ghar, a peak over 10,000 feet, buried in 3 feet of snow. Late on the night of March 3rd, control of the mission was handed to a SEAL Team 6 reconnaissance team, call sign MAKO 30. Their leader asked for a 24-hour delay. The timeline was falling apart. He was overruled. With darkness running out, they made a fateful decision. Instead of landing far off and climbing up unseen, they would land their helicopter directly on the summit. An AC-130 gunship had scanned the peak and reported it empty. It was not. Al-Qaeda were dug in up there with machine guns and bunkers. Just before 3 a.m., the MH-47 Chinook, call sign Razor 03, flared to land. An RPG slammed into it. Machine gun fire tore through the cabin, cut a hydraulic line, and started a fire. The pilot fought to pull up, and as the crippled helicopter lurched into the sky, Petty Officer First Class Neil Roberts slid off the open back ramp and fell into the snow on the peak. Alone. Surrounded. The helicopter couldn't turn around. It crash-landed miles away. Neil Roberts became the first Navy SEAL killed in action in Afghanistan. He was executed by al-Qaeda within about 30 minutes of hitting the ground. But his team didn't know that yet, and they were going back for him. The team, including an Air Force combat controller named Technical Sergeant John Chapman, boarded another Chinook and inserted right back onto that same deadly summit, into a wall of gunfire. Chapman charged uphill and cleared a bunker, killing 2 fighters at point-blank range. Then a second bunker opened up. Chapman was hit and went down. His team leader, Britt Slabinski, later said he saw Chapman's rifle laser rising and falling with his breathing. But another SEAL was badly wounded, the team was being overrun, and Slabinski made the hardest call a leader can make. Believing Chapman was dead, he pulled his surviving men off the mountain to save them. They left John Chapman behind. And here is where the story fractures because a Predator drone was watching the whole time. Its infrared camera kept recording after the SEALs withdrew, and the footage showed the gunfight on that peak did not stop. Years later, Air Force analysts studied that video frame by frame. Their conclusion? John Chapman was not dead. He had regained consciousness and he fought alone for nearly an hour in the heart of the enemy position. They believe he killed at least one more fighter with his rifle and another with his bare hands before he was finally killed, protecting an incoming rescue helicopter. It became the first Medal of Honor case in history decided by video evidence instead of eyewitnesses. But that conclusion carried a devastating implication: that the SEALs had left a living teammate behind. The Navy fought the finding fiercely. Slabinski insisted he had checked and believed Chapman was gone. The truth is, locked in grainy infrared from 10,000 feet, and honest people still disagree about what it shows. While that fight raged, a quick reaction force of Army Rangers was racing to help, but communications had broken down. No one told them the peak was a death trap. Their helicopter, Razor 01, flew straight into it and was shot down on the landing zone. A 161st Aviation gunner, Sergeant Philip Svitak, was killed. Then Rangers Matthew Commons, Bradley Crowes, and Mark Anderson were cut down coming off the ramp. Through the long day, a pararescueman, Senior Airman Jason Cunningham, worked to keep the wounded alive, until he too was mortally wounded. 7 Americans died on Takur Ghar. In 2018, both John Chapman and Britt Slabinski received the Medal of Honor. But the wound between the services never fully healed. When the National Medal of Honor Museum opened in 2025, Chapman's own family said he'd been sidelined in favor of the SEAL account, and the argument reignited all over again. Maybe we'll never know exactly what happened in those final minutes on that frozen peak. But 7 men went up Takur Ghar and didn't come home. And whatever the drone did or didn't capture, John Chapman died fighting. More missions soon. Subscribe to Silent Warrior Missions, the operations history almost forgot.